Hello and welcome to WellFit Chicago, brought to you by Momentum Fitness and Health. Let us help you find yours. My name is Jason Benkes. I am the founder of Momentum Fitness and Health. You have questions about health, fitness, and everything in between, nutrition as well, and we're here to answer those questions for you. As I already mentioned, my name is Jason Benkes. I am a certified personal trainer, fitness nutrition specialist, board certified holistic health coach. And today, I actually want to talk to you a little bit about something that I'm doing. I want to talk to you about why I am running slower these days, in the beginning part of 2017, in a plan to run faster. Now, this also ties into last week's WellFit Chicago on heart rate monitors and other wearable fitness technology. I am heart rate training. On the advice of one of my trainers here, Sean, who is one of the fastest 5K runners in the Chicago suburbs. He's a defending champion of the 2 years running now for the Brookfield Zoo Run, and then also last year at the Darien Dash, as well as countless other races that I see him in pop up online. And you know what? He's that fast. He's overall winner in these things, and he's in his 30s. In his, past 35, so that's pretty cool, right? It's because he knows what he's doing. So it took me a while to kind of get over my pride of having to run slow. And this is what he suggested. He goes, do heart rate training. You're going to have to run slow for a while. And it took me a while to get over that, to be out in public and to be running slow, over 4 minutes per mile slower than I'm used to. But I am trusting the process, and I expect you to trust the process too if you're going to try heart rate training so that you can improve and PR your next race. So why am I doing this? What exactly is it going to do for me, and how are you able to do it? So if you stick around for another couple of minutes, I'm going to tell you. This is a shorter show than normal. But heart rate training is the process of building up an aerobic base. Oftentimes we do tons of speed work thinking that we need speed work to speed up, but often we don't get much faster, or in most cases we actually kind of plateau. Now that has been me for years. My history of running had been for weight maintenance and for health reasons, and then I got into races, and then I'm like, why can't I get faster? In the past, I've had a trainer do nothing but speed work with me. I sought out this other trainer. And that, through some fault of my own as well, ended up in an injury, doing too much speed work, adding too many miles, too fast, and ended up in an injury. So a solid aerobic base is important for athletic performance, but it's also good for overall health. If you're able to function more efficiently at 130 beats per minute, your resting heart rate is going to be slower. The slower your heart beats when you're at rest, the better your health is, the longer actually your life may actually be. And your running won't improve until you get your body's energy systems in check. So one way to do that is with the Maffetone method, which is a strategy to help runners slowly and steadily, again, trust that process, win the race, or at least PR for themselves. So if you've heard about zone training in the past, you know that you have 5 zones that you can train in. These zones are based on your max heart rate. Now there are many tests on how to find out what your zones are, such as what your max heart rate is, such as the 1 mile walk test or the Rockport step test. Or you could ballpark it with the old 220 minus your age thing. Not everyone goes by that. There are some other methods as well. So zone 1 is a low heart rate. It's often achieved by just walking briskly, and your heart, in this zone, you're using oxygen you're at about 50 to 60% of whatever your max heart rate is. So zone 5 is breathless, running all out at like 90, 100%. This is often used during interval training. But now zones 2 and 3, they cap at 70% and start at 70% respectively. And this is where you run. You run in at 70% of your max heart rate. So again, there's a couple ways you can calculate it, unless you want to go take a test to do one of the tests I just mentioned. Again, that's the Rockport step test or the 1 mile walk test. You can also go to a gym that has like metabolic testing and VO2 max testing. They put a mask on you, they make you walk on a treadmill, and that's about $125 for that test. But you find out what your 5 heart rate zones are. But again, so let's use me as an example. In 3 days, I'll be 38. So we take 220 minus my age, which is 182. And then about 70% of that is about 127. So that's kind of the old one. You can still kind of use it. It's somewhat accurate, but now they have ones that are a little more gender specific and a little bit different. For men, you can take 214 minus 0.8 times your age. So I'm going to put those formulas up down here so you know what that looks like, because there's some parentheses in there. So you take your age and you multiply that by 80%, and then you subtract that from 214 for men. Now for women, what you can do is 209 and then take your age and multiply it by 70% and take that number and subtract it from 209. And that is what your max heart rate would be. And then you got to do the rest of them. I'm sorry, that would be actually your zone, what your zone is, not your max heart rate. So, so there's another possibility for you. So for me personally, no matter which one you use, I should be running about 127 or 130 beats per minute, you know, by using my watch and the strap and all that, you know, and all my runs should be like this for about 3 months. So often I'm running either on a treadmill or trying to find flat areas to run to keep my pace down. If you have access to a track, I know schools aren't letting us use their tracks anymore, but when I started this 10 weeks ago, my pace was at a crawling 12:30. I can almost walk a 12:30 pace. But now I'm down around 10:30, 10:40 over even like 6 mile runs and keeping my heart rate down at 130. So that's pretty good, and I expect it to continue. But so what? 10:30, 10:40, who cares? For me personally, yeah, that's still slow. But simply put, building your aerobic base will help your body become more efficient at lower heart rates, therefore allowing you to run longer and stronger. So on the day of your race, you run as you normally do, but you can expect less of a drop-off. That's always been my issue, is I start out good, 7:15 pace, maybe a little faster, even around the 7s, and then I drop and drop and drop and drop and drop. But with this, you won't get that drop-off. You're going to be more efficient at that heart rate. So when you run a race, you want to accomplish a negative split, not a drop-off, meaning you start out slower and you get faster. By the end of the race, you break your race down into thirds, and then you run it, whatever your pace is that you're hoping to achieve, you run it 30 seconds or 15 seconds behind, then 15 seconds behind, then 15 even, then 15 ahead. So you're actually supposed to finish your race faster than you started. So one other benefit to heart rate training is that there is less chance for injury. Now, you aren't running as fast or as hard, and you're not pounding on your joints, so that's going to save you from injury. Nothing sucks more than training for a race and then not being able to run in it because you got hurt overtraining, right? So what personally can I expect? Well, my race is next month while I'm on vacation, and it's a half marathon. My current PR is about 138, about 1 hour, 38 minutes, or just a couple seconds under that. And it comes up to about a 7:28 pace. So I'd love to be around 7:15. That is my hope, that I can get my pace down to 7:15 from doing this. But each person's results they're going to vary. You can probably expect a 10 to 15 second drop off if you're already in like the 7.5 and 8 minute miles. But if you are a bit slower, starting out, you might experience a higher percentage of an increase. And it really depends a lot on your ability level too, and you know how much experience you have behind you. So again, each person's results are going to vary. And I'll tell you how well it worked out when I come back from my vacation in the beginning of May there, or end of April. So I am just going to trust the process. So, and speaking of processed or unprocessed, next week, Friday, I'm going to be back in the kitchen with another meal prep demo for you. So this time we are going over knife skills. So much time is wasted cutting and chopping veggies slowly and unsafely as well, that it makes meal prep very, very, very daunting. So I'm going to show you what I learned years ago working in a restaurant that will help speed up your meal prep, anything from chopping peppers and onions to shredding cabbage. I have got your kitchen covered. So any questions about anything I just covered today about this heart rate training and how it works? It's pretty simple. All you got to do is plug in the formula that we put up for you earlier, use those formulas, and then use your heart rate monitor that we've been talking about, just kind of building on the heart rate monitor idea, and just plug that in and use it. It does involve looking down at your watch a lot when you're running, but if you're on a treadmill, get a heart rate strap that actually links up to the treadmill and you'll have no problems. So join me next week at 11 again, Central Time, 11 a.m. Central Time once again. And until then, I hope that you can find your momentum. Thanks for watching.